let's get going and let's get talking about Hatsun Agro. We are covering it in our Inside Edge segment on Halftime Report. That stock is up over 10% after the company continued its good performance in Q4. There was a reduction in milk prices, which has aided the EBITDA. The profit has doubled on margin expansion. Mangalam, tell us more.
Well, a couple of things, for dairy sector, it is usually about the commodity prices, the input prices, and secondly is how much more they can sell of their branded product and how much more they can sell of value-added milk products, which is either paneer, which is either curd, or at the same time you're selling some ice cream, etc. as well. And to all of that, Hatsun Agro has been an outperformer. If you look at, the last quarter, which is the fourth quarter, revenues grew by around 14%. Gross margins expanded from 26.8% to about 30%. We have the EBITDA as a result of which we jumped by over 47%, margins coming in at around 11.2%. And the net profit on a lower base from 25 crores jumped all the way up to 52 crores as well. The gross margin trend comes up for you. It's at the highest that we've seen in the last many quarters. The only fly in the ointment in the numbers this time around was the total debt came in at around 2,300 crores versus 1,600 crores in the month of September itself. But now here's where the insight edge led to, the stock moving higher. The first one is where the company this morning said to us that they've seen an improvement in terms of supply when it comes to procurement, and summer is when usually supplies are tighter, and as a result of which the company is prepared well. They're sitting on a lot of stock, and it's basically the stock that they built up as buffer led to increase the debt for the company. In fact, in the next year, they target 15 to 20% growth in the next 2 years, with margins improving by almost 100 to 150 basis points. And debt largely will come down because the company has just stocked up ahead of summer, and they are very well on target to reduce their debt to sub 500 crores by July 2025 itself. They are increasing their advertisements. I mean, if you watch any of these IPL games, you would see the Sunrisers Hyderabad having Arun ice cream on the side of their caps, and that comes in from Hatsun Agro itself. They'll spend 2% of sales on advertisements. Tamil Nadu is about 52% of their sales. That will come down to 48% as they expand their presence into other southern states and non-southern states like Maharashtra as well, which is currently 9% of their sales. They target 20% sales coming in from this place in the next few years. So, doing well for Hatsun Agro, but at the end of the day, milk is a commodity. So good news for one player would imply good news for other players as well. And while Hatsun Agro is up around 11.5%, pull up the charts of names like Parag Milk and Dodla Dairy. You would see an up move there as well. More in Dodla Dairy than Parag Milk, because Dodla Dairy is also in the western and the southern part, eastern and the southern part of the country, as against Parag, which is more, focused towards the western part of the country. So similar geographies, similar moves in the stock prices. Parag Milk doing extremely well along with Dodla Dairy. So let's listen in to what Mr. Chandramohan had to say to us this morning, the conversation that we had, which led us to this Insight Edge.
Normally, January, February, March is our lean month, where procurement will be going down and the sales will not pick up because summer has not come. This time also the same thing, but summer is expected to be very hot, but we are prepared for the summer. We have already done a good procurement of more than 20%, and we are sitting with enough stock to manage the supplies in the summer without any difficulty. And 25-26, we can think of anywhere between 15 to 20% growth. 1.5% we can increase from the present 11.2. Tamil Nadu today accounts for 52%. By end of the year, that is beginning of the next year, I expect it to be 48% because the growth, most of the growth is happening in the new markets. Probably if you leave non-south, it may be about 9% because mostly it is ice cream and not dairy products, except Maharashtra.
Okay, so that's Hatsun Agro, definitely stock you want to see on a hot summer day. But nonetheless...
It's good ice cream, by the way, I must tell you. Not very easily available in Mumbai,
like Mumbai
and also Maharashtra, largely because they have this policy where if a Hatsun Agro product is sold in a certain store, it's the only product that sells in a store. And a lot of these retailers in Mumbai which sell dairy from other companies are not very open to stacking or stocking only up just Hatsun, so which is why. But places where it is available, you try it and it's really good.
Okay, well, you're definitely tempting me with the temperatures outside.
Most definitely.